Hello, welcome to this episode. So, from our previous episode, we limited, you can see here, we don't have any doctors. Actually, when I came back, even I was shocked not see any doctors. But if you remember in our last episode, we limited that if, for instance, the doctor that is currently there has no time, like we are rendering doctors according to their designated time. So if you just go to the console here and you check, for instance, this doctor here, okay, and you could look at the profile and look at the availability, you'd see that Tuesday uh, they are having empty, so we cannot show them. So for that case, let me just go. I've logged in one of the doctors. I just want to go here and add all the times, save. Okay. This is for Tuesday. So for purposes of having these ones, I'm going to update all the times. Okay, so the internet is off. Okay. So let's just go and see if this is going to save. Okay, by the way, we need to add the toasters to know if it's saved or not. I'm just going to go to the doctor settings. Back. Just go to the doctor settings, and we have availability settings here. So you can just go to Monday. So when you save, we just need successfully. We need to add this. Okay, just copy this Tuesday. So when you handle submit, you can see here after this, we need to update. Even here, need to update Wednesday, the same thing. Wednesday, it has Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and lastly Monday. Okay, it's great. So it was only this. Because of internet, I was logged out. Let me just log in. Okay. You know why it takes time to route. Let's check on this. It doesn't look like is redirecting. Okay, I think it was actually directing to the dashboard. I'm going to refresh. Okay, go to settings. So you can see Tuesday it has, I'm just going to save for all these days. Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday. They just handpick like some few. So when I come back and I refresh this side, at least I should have a doctor showing up somewhere. Yeah, so you can see that at least today we have one doctor. Great. So we can click any of these ones. And by the way, there is this more. So this more, we're also going to give it the same thing. Just go to the doctor's card. So doctor card, and we have somewhere more. I think it is. I'm just going to copy this href here, and I'm just going to add this very href here. So when you click on any of this one, is going to route to that. I'm just going to open this in a new tab. So here is saying no doctor details found. Okay. Okay. Let's first go to Prisma and we look for this slug. I'm seeing for this doctor, the slug is written in this format, but the slug we have here, it is a very different one. As if, let me first check the details of this doctor. I'm not sure if it is this one. We have very many arrays. I'm very sure. I have no idea. Let me just go and console. I'm just going to console here. I'm just going to go on the terminal here, and I will console this in-person doctors, because this one is under in-person. Okay, so this is the one. So if you look at where is this slug found? For I'm not seeing the slug. Seeing here this user. So in the DB here we have the name and the slug. Okay, so we need to go and see where we are fetching doctors. So we can just say here, I think it is in users. Okay. So where we have, for instance, get user by ID. I'm just going to first also cross this. Okay, we'll just go back to page and we see we are calling get doctors. So if you look at get doctors here, we are finding role doctor, and here we are selecting back the slug. For some reason, the slug is in the returned data, the slug is not there. How comes in this I'm not seeing the slug? Okay. That is for sure that the slug is not there. Would this be, let's first go and see. Something in the doctor's card. So we have this doctor and it is taking this doctor, which has a slug on it. Doctor card is taking doctor, which also has the slug. Okay. I think I should just like say doctor dot slug. I would want to see the doctor slug. Okay, I can see the slug here now. Okay, so the the unfortunate part of it, I'm seeing it is here, but then the one that is here is something else. Let me just first go back and I see. Okay, so this one is on doctor dot. Okay, doctor dot slug, and as well as this one, a doctor dot slug. Okay, even this one is going to be doctor dot slug. Okay, so now should just have this pointing in the right direction. Yeah. So now when we click, it goes to this detailed page. Okay, that's really great. So I also feel like the profile image. So if a doctor logs in these settings here, at least you can see that the price is there. We should be able to update some of the his details, more so the profile image and some of these things. Okay, so I'm just going to say here doctor profile. If you wanted to have a doctor profile, okay, so you see doctor profile page. Okay, just want to know what is the most important data that is needed on the doctor. That is okay. I'm just going to say UI design. Also, we see what we get. Okay, so just start looking at some of these ones. Profile, experience, languages, type of specialty. Yep, this one looks better. We have position, board certification, fellowship, residency, medical school, college. Okay. Uh, okay, specialty, experience, contact, address. Okay, specialties. Okay, and this one I will also visit. Okay, so here you can see we have this. Okay, years of practice and education experience. Mm, okay, so just going to use some of these ones. For instance, after this name, let me just put out this here. Put it with the detailed page here. Okay. So here we have the name. So here we have to put his sort of profession. You can see surgeon, cardiologist. Okay. So we could also look at his specialties. So for instance, the specialty here you can see image radiography. Okay, so suppose put this, the specialty, and then where do we get, okay, and then we have these ones. So this are going to be the professions. So as you see inside June, okay, need to build the profile. Choose your service, specialty. So where do we get the title? Um, oh, actually, it is why I think we have the profession. So if we just look at the data we have this side, so if you look at the profile, we have a lot of data here. Mhm. Let me first go back to this side. So actually, what I was thinking, the doctor profile page, I should build it. I think offline. It doesn't have to take us our time. Let's see here, years of experience, profile picture, medical license, email, phone, country, state, medical school. we have here a lot of data: primary specialization, other specialties, board certificates, hospital name, hours, medical. I think it's supposed to have there somewhere medical title, so that he chooses whatever he want to give himself. Okay, so I'm just going to leave out this page. Okay, I'm going to leave out this page, and I'm just going to go to book. You want us to work on the patient onboarding, because really this one here is we already have the data, so displaying it onto this UI, it's not a big deal. The big deal is actually working on the patient onboarding. For instance, when someone clicks this booking, we need to pick some of the details like patient ID, blah blah, and we route them. Sorry, the doctor ID, and we route them, and we do the patient onboarding. I don't know if I saved the page. Did I save the page? Let me see in my README here. I don't know if I saved the page or not. Let me first see a second. If I added any of this in my links. Okay, so I had the patient onboarding. I had it last time. I don't know how I didn't save it. So you need to get the patient onboarding. Patient onboarding forms. Okay, let's just look at these ones we have. This one I show it. Okay, just close this. Okay, so there is this. Everything is not helpful. Patient registration, date of birth, phone, email, address, marital status, emergency contact, family doctor name. Okay, this one could work. Okay, so we're just going to go with this. Take some basic. We need to take some basic information. Okay, and they have to book. So the booking starts. I think we have to first of all have service details, then availability. So this will show the time for the doctor for this very day, and then yeah, that would be showing the time. After the patient clicks on the time, then can click on book, and this would start the session for booking. Okay. So where do we start from? We have the availability. So you just first display the times here. Okay. So we can't display the time on the detailed page because in the doctor card, we actually managed to get the time. And you just go down here. So if you just go here, you can see days of the week, day name, return day name. So we returned the times here, formatted date, uh, we have the Slack here. I think we're just trying to refer to the Slack. We don't need to generate the Slack because already we have it. Okay, so now, so on the detailed page, I'm just going to go and also do this because it starts on getting the this function which gets the days of the week and returns the day name. And I think I can just get this, cut this, and I create that function. Cut this, and let's take it in the libs and the utils here. Get day name dot ts. You could just say export. We could just go and get this here types. Okay, so going back in the day card, we can just simply get this here. So this one will be easy to carry this there side. Okay, so times get formatted date. I'm just going to go to the doctor detail page. Doctor's page. So here we get the doctor. So we have a doctor details. we pass in the doctor. So then here, we have a number of things. We have the service and availability. Okay, so I'm just going to paste these ones here. Today, you can get this. Okay, so since we have a doctor here, you can also import this, and we can also import date, formatted date. I don't know if we need it, but now we can map the times here, and I'm just going to use exactly the one we have in the doctor card. Okay, so we have this grid here. Gonna copy this grid, bring it to the site where we have this availability detail component. Paste this, and let's get to the link. Next link. For the times, I think we already have the times. Okay, so it is saying if this is time is possibly null. So we can also just say if times. So here you could just say if times and times dot length greater than 0, then you could just come and show this. So that area will go. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, now that this is big, we don't need to show more first of all. And here we're going to remove this slice. We need to show all the time. So I'm just going to just like this. And even the more button, I'm just going to remove it. And another thing, maybe here we just make it 4. Okay, so you can see now we have all the times for this date. Okay, so I think we don't need to. I'm just going to, first of all, I don't know if this should be a link. I'm not so sure. What I'm just going to do, I'm going to create this as a button. Okay, just like this. First of all, I'll give this a variant of outline. So even if I don't put any stylings on this, I'm just going to say as child. So this one, they will just change it into this. So what I want is now for these, they don't have to be, I guess they don't have to be links. Actually, they just need to be just buttons. Okay, just cut this and remove all this, and it becomes a button. Remove as a child, because what you just want is if he clicks it, it just simply becomes selected. Okay, So when it is selected, we change maybe the variant to, we just change the variant to default. If I change this one to a default, you see that they become black. So switching between outline, okay. So we could just come here and we say const. Let's go here and we say const selected time, say it's selected time is equal to use state, and this one will be empty. Okay, so on click, so here it is going to be easy on click of this, on click, on click, we should just have set should just say set selected time to item. Let's first put also key here like this. So if we just go and maybe we console.log selected time, okay, if we just say selected time right now, click this 9 a.m. Okay, if I click on this 6, okay, great. So what we just need to do is, how do we set the selected button? So we have to change this variant on this. So you can just say here, like so, sorry, we set the variant to equal. So just do a condition if the selected time is equal to time to item. If this is true, and then we set this to default, else it will be the outline, just like this. So for instance, if we go back, right now 6, you can see 6 is selected. If you go and select another one, 7 becomes selected. If you select 8, it becomes selected. So now at least we have the time actually being selected. Okay, great. So now, how do we, if someone after they have selected 8, we want actually to start the process of booking, and the patient onboarding, after they have selected their time and the date, I think they're supposed to have the date, because the time is one of it, but then there is date. Okay, there is also the date. So I think supposed to have a month's date here, and then we have these the times, and then the day of the week. Okay, so there we can, I think, bring the calendar component. Okay, let's first look at shared calendar. You see, I think it will be helpful because I think it displays one a month. It displays the days for the whole month. I think this is a perfect for it. So just have the way this is. I think how calendary is it calendary. I think this is how calendary does it. I think there is where there is a demo or something. Calendary something. Yeah. So if you just look at their booking UI, okay, this is their booking UI, and the uh, we can just design our booking component somehow depict this. It doesn't necessarily need to be exactly the same, but it can definitely just look something like that. Okay, so what we need is a calendar where you can select the date like that. Okay, and then okay, so what I don't know is if, for instance, someone changes the date to Wednesday, if we should display according to the time in the database. Uh, if he says Wednesday, and then you are supposed to also change and fetch that date. Let me see. Okay, so we just need to create. We have the doctor. That one we don't have to. We already have the doctor on top here, so that one is okay. What we just need is to divide this into two, a grid of two, and in this grid on the left, we can show the calendar, and in the right we show the time, so that this can be helpful in terms of selecting this. Just going to do that. So on to this, before we are going to modify this in a second, but for now, inside here, this, where are we exactly? Here we have the times. Okay, this is the place. So I'm just going to give this a class name. Okay, so I just give it grid calls grid cores 1, and then on MD grid cores 2. So we just have two grids and a gap of 6. Okay, so the first one, we'll have now two items, this and another one. In the second one here, we'll have the time. Okay, and then in the first one, we'll have the calendar. So you're not going to struggle with the calendar. We're just going to use the one from Shad here. Let's just see date picker. No, we just need an open one. So we actually need a calendar. Like so. So I'm just going to go here and get the calendar, just like this. Calendar. And I guess we already have it. So I'm just going to simply add it here. We simply just need to import this from calendar, I guess. And it seems like we actually don't have it. So I'm just going to go here and import calendar. This one is going to tell us if we have it or we don't. So on top here, let's import calendar from UI comp calendar. And then we're just also going to have the date. Okay, just like so. Just going to put the date here. So it turns out we actually have it. Okay, so if you scroll down, so we have a calendar showing exact date for today. Okay, and then this time they say we have the time. So on top here we need to show the I think the date, the way this one shows it, Wednesday, April 2021. So already we have we need to have a one for the long date. We already have get formatted short date, I guess. Get formatted. There is also this one, get formatted date. Let's first see this one. Day name, month. So this one gives us a, I think this Tuesday, May 28th. I think this one is also okay. So if wanted, we could also just modify this to have the long name, but I guess this one is okay. If we just use Tuesday, May 28th, it is here. We can also just go on top here and indicate it, but I think here is very okay. The fact that it is fixed, we can just leave it like this. Okay. This so for that is done. Times is available. Okay, and so I think from here we can have the details we want. We have the date. He can select the date. For instance, he can say 30th, and you can say 30th gets selected. Now, what I don't know is, these ones, they go hand in hand with this. Okay, they go hand in hand with the date. So I'm wondering if we have to change that. Okay, so let me first see. can we have access to on this calendar? Let's first go and see the calendar API for a second. If we just go to docs, okay. So if we just go down here, so this is the day picker. I think like the original one really looks nice. Anyways, what I just wanted is how would we include the date, selected date? You can see here, mode single, selected and unselected. So if I don't know if we can just get more things. Day picker styling customization. Okay. So caption layout, buttons. You can also have this. Okay. I don't know how I could selection modes. So here we have selected, the selected date. If I have the date, okay, how do I get? Let's first look at this date first of all. Actually, we might be rushing. Can we look at the date? Selected, just I want to put dates here because before we go very far. So right now it is 30th. Let me just click 28th. Okay. Okay, so they give us this is the Doctor 16. Let me first confirm. Okay. So this is Tuesday, May 2024. Okay. Just like this. Okay, so if we select this one, we need to get also more times. Like we need to render the availability not according to the date, but according to the week, the day of the week. Okay, because this might be 28th, and that is a Saturday, or that is if it's a 30th. And Saturdays, the doctor is always not there. So we are not going to use the dates to select that, but you're going to use the week, the days of the week. So this takes us to how we got our times here. So our times, we're checking availability and we pass in today. Okay. And that is like get day name. Today is here, then get day name. So we need to start passing in something. Mm, so if you have the day, let's first look at how the day looks like actually. So console.log. Let me just say today. I just want to look at how the okay. So this is how this looks like. Tuesday. Okay, it looks like that Tuesday. Okay, so we need to pass in something like this. So that looks like something we can easily get if we have TH Saturday. I think we can easily map that. Mm, if, for instance, we had these dates because here they have a short form. Let me see. So this is Sunday, for instance, Sunday, it is SNU. So just take the first three ready names. We could just get a day. We don't need to hustle. We could just say chat GPT. We just need, if I want to get a day like Saturday from that, do I need to really hustle? Okay, so just go here and create a new prompt and say create a function that gets a day from a date. Okay, for example, if we add this, for example, for a date like this one, the day should be Saturday. It should just do like all the other hard work for us. It should be Saturday, just like that. And before it continues, let me stop it. Oh, actually, it was doing it in TypeScript. Just it might just like not just create a function, create a JavaScript, a TypeScript function. We just continue here to just simply create it. Okay. Um, so the get day from date. So you can also just have that. In the utils, we can just say get day from date export function get day from this. So it takes in that string and we just go and make these on the small letters. We just need them to be in small letters. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. Okay. So we're just going to call this so that we can just get the date here. So just going to say const day is equal to get day, and then we pass in 8 like so. So here it has a possibility of being undefined. So we could just also say for undefined, and we just only going to do if it's string. Okay, just like this. Okay, so the function lacks. Okay, so here we could also just say return that because it has to return something. So if here we can also go ahead and return null or something like that. Okay, so if we just go back here, we pass in this date and define instantaneous to string. Okay, so date is not assigned type string as just gonna say as string date a mistake. Okay, so just a second. So here when you pass this is because this one is a this. Mm, when you first convert this to like to date string or something, like we just pass into we just make it a date. Okay, so just go ahead and console the day. Okay, so you can see this says Friday. If I say first, a 26, that's a Sunday, 29th, that's a Wednesday. Yeah, so we have this. Now we can change that here also. So after getting this day, we can simply render the time. So if I just bring this one here and the day I want to put doctor.availability and we pass in the day. And this by default, we're just going to say today, which actually is okay by default. We don't even need to pass in this because this say today by default is going to be today. So just remove this. So we don't even need this. I guess we simply take it off and then we pass in the day. So the only thing we just need to do is this a day as a key of, I think like that. Day is not type to P. So just we have to go and change. So if we just look at this function, get day name, let me first go and see this function. If you look at days of the week, it actually gave them like this. So I'm just going to copy this and go to get the name. Okay, days of the week, just like this. We can just go and bring in this here. If you go back to the detail, then this should just not. Okay, what about the return type? I think it also have to change the return type. Okay. For the other one, get then just like the index, days of the week, key of. Okay, and the problem now I think is this. Okay, because when you see this, I'm just going to say as key of, this is weird if I just say um so the date must be there. I'm not going to put an undefined have this. Mm, so I'm just going to put these ones outside. Okay. Then I'm just going to say the return uh, for today. I think we should just get a for today. Let me see if there is no any that is passed in. It should just bring in this. So just going to use this here, like so. If there is a date string passed, then we should just do this. If there is no date, then we take today and then we return that. Okay, so this side, whatever we are returning here is a key of. So here the day, get day from this, we pass in this. String is not assignable to, if I just don't put this. Okay. Uh, so this is everything looks, wait. I think just because of the return type, this one. I just remove the return type. It will figure out the return type and okay. Where is this doctor detail? So here on the times, we just need to pass in the day. Okay. And if we pass in the day, and that means that we don't need times. We don't need today, just like that. And doing that means that it is going to be dynamic. Okay, let's just try. So today you can see it has changed. So for instance, if we check Sunday, you see we have this one. This is really nice. So 28th, we have this. 29th, We have that. 30th, we have that. That is a Saturday. You can have that. A Saturday. And then you have also a Sunday. So like right now we have absolute this is really great. Now the problem is that here is also not changing. Like the date, that's why we have to here we have to indicate also this that you are trying to get May 2024 fifth or something. This exact format, I think we can just put this. Okay. So how do I do that? So I also get another one which gets us time. Okay. Which gets us time. So this is Wednesday, April 21st. Yeah. So let's just go and do this. So we already have a function, but let me also create this one where we pass in the day. So if I was to copy this, okay, if I was to copy this prompt exactly, so you pass in get, this is get day, okay. I think this one's supposed to be format date. So we create a function that formats the a date that formats a date. For example, a date like this, the date should be, so we say Friday. Okay. If you look at this, this is Friday, April 2021. Friday, May 31st. Okay. Okay, so just going to say get long date. So this one is to get a long date. So we already have the ones for formatting the date in different ways. I'm going to say get long date dot ts export function. This one just going to say get long date. Okay, so I'm just going to, it takes in a date string. Okay, so just go here and let's go to not Dr. Card, the here in the details. So yes, we have the date. We simply need to get the long date. We're just going to go here and we call this one now. We pass in exactly the same thing. Okay, so what is the problem here? We could just say that this will always be there, like so. So the long date, we can just go and also say long date. Okay, let's just look at the long date. Okay, so you can see This is Sunday, May 5. So we just want to put it on this. Okay, so on top of this here, availability somewhere where we have the times, we just have H2 showing the long date. Okay, just like so. I might just go to shard and just on top here, let's get typography and let's get H2. Long date. So you say you have selected. Okay. That is too big. You have selected. You can just put maybe a span in this. I just will need this one also to be. Okay, let's just leave this one alone in this. Then on top, just going to say span dot text blue 600. You have selected, and this one text. We can just say text SM. Okay, yes, great. You have selected Sunday, May 5, and this is the time. Okay, so if you select here, 7 a.m., it will be like you have selected Sunday, May 5, 7 a.m., 10 a.m., like so. Okay, so I like this UI. Okay, if you choose today, you can see 10 a.m. We just say 3 p.m. So what first of all we need to get this data into some sort of an object. Okay, because we need to save it and then we'll use it. Okay, we'll have to use it. We can create a string, or how are we going to send it to the booking page? Mm, Alternatively, actually, we don't need to, because the next thing we need, or we have from here, we need to go to the booking page. Okay, the choices we have right now is that mm, we can set the date, because the things we have right now is the month. Okay, is the month, the year. First of all, the good thing, we have the whole entire date. Okay, we can save. Then we have the time. So the question is, how do we move if someone clicks on this book? And now we have selected date and time and everything. At this point is now to type this information and we take it to the patient onboarding. So the question is, how do we take this information and we take it to the next page? So the first option would be we could pass this as params, okay? Because we have a bunch of information we need to pass from here. Then another question would be, do we really need to go from here? That is a very interesting question. Do we really need to go from here? Another thing I think, another bad idea I think, as to make this one fixed, we might not need to actually live here. Okay. Yeah. We might just simply hide this part, and after hiding it, and then we move on to the onboarding form. The good thing with that is that we'll be having all the information. Uh, we'll be having all the information within here. Okay, let's do that. So the first thing I'm just going to do is going to, first of all, the page. So this fixed thing, I'm just going to first take it off. This is the one that is having this 3,000 blah blah, that. Okay, so what I just need to do is adding some information down here. Okay, like for instance the selected date. Now down here we could just show the price that the doctor charges. Okay, because the date is very clear, 28th, and then the charge here. Okay, which is very easy to get. So I'm just going to go to the doctor detail down here. So after the time, I'm just going to go down here, have this, and I'm just going to have padding Y of 4 this time, and I'm just going to have the price, which is on doctor. I guess we have the doctor here. Here dot. I think this is on, then dot hourly something, hourly wage, just like this. So this should just appear here. Okay. Mm, the dollars, and you can just put dollars here. We're going to put that in a button. Okay, we're just going to put that in the button. So you're just going to create a button. Okay, we'll create a button here. So which type of button can we create? We could just have a fancy button. Do we really need to do that? But why not? We could just go ahead, and there is a fancy button here. I can show you this fancy button. Where is it? The button is nowhere, guys. There is the one with a rotating gradient. Can't see it, guys. Um, they just get any button and we simply put it here. Or we could just go to, alternatively, we could just go to Flowbyte. Okay. We just search here button. There is these gradient ones. There is gradient outline, colored shadows, the normal ones. Okay, so we have also those. So I might just like find like this orange button. You can just go and see the code. Then it is pay with Bitcoin. So there is this one. Says pay with Bitcoin. Just copy this. So where we have this time hourly wage, instead I'm just going to say padding Y04. Inside here I'm just going to add this button. Okay. So because instead of this SVG, you can just go and look for the receipt. We just say dollar. So we have the actual dollar sign. We can first replace this SVG with a dollar sign. Dollar sign. Last name. Width is 4, height 4. Change this to class name. Yeah, let's first see how that one looks like. Okay. You could just now go ahead and say that book doctor. Okay, so you could just say here book doctor. Now this we could just add it here with the money. Let me just say you could just put in bracket $3, the Hawaii rate now, the doctor dot doctor profile dot Hawaii wage, like so. Let's first look at this. Okay, so I don't think we just need a whole icon to do that. Let me just do, for instance, just $, like this. Yeah. So you could just like book doctor and then it has this. Okay. The only thing you could just like is the next button because this is the first step. So next. Okay, so we could just like have these one of these buttons indicating that arrow. So we have this move right. I'm just going to instead advocate here to put a move right button. Move right. Okay. Okay, so let's just go and see this. Okay. Okay, so AML02. Okay, so this is great. We can go to the next. Okay. After you have done all this, we can change the colors and make it, maybe we make it blue or something. DG, everything, we just make it blue, 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 blue. For now, let's just leave it like this. But since we are in blue, I think we should make it blue. I feel like. Okay, so this one should initiate the process. And the process is just going to simply say is going to put a step. So just have the first step, which is being having all this. When you click this, it should just go to step number 2, which is actually showing the form. The form the user can fill in, and they have their details. And maybe we can just even just leave it under availability, or we could just cut all this whole thing altogether. Okay, so let me just see what we can do. Mm, so do we do it under availability? Okay, let's just go and continuously. So I'm just going to have a sort of a step. So we don't need this. So const step set step is going to be equal to use state, and then this is step 1. Just say initialize with 1. So when the step 1, we can just go ahead and render all this. Okay, so here just going to use the steps. If it is 1, and then, or if it is step 2. So if I just come here and I say something like this, if the step is equal to 1. Okay, so just do this. It is we could have the second step. So here I'm just going to have a div. Okay, and for now I'm just going to add 2 buttons. Let me just add 2 buttons here. Some h1 saying this is step 2. Okay, step 2, which is going to be now like the form. So in this step, we're just going to say flex. Let me add 2 buttons. So you can just have the button. Okay, saying a previous, and another one saying submit. So here, this one saying submit. First of all, this one is going to be type button. So now for these two buttons, what I want is this one should set. So if I just say on click, we could just go ahead and set set step. Okay, it will have to have we could say we can access a previous step or sort of like current step. Okay, just say current step, and what did you just say? Just get the current step plus -1. Okay, this should be on click. Okay. This one is going to do submit because we'll have two steps, I guess. We don't need to have many steps. We'll have two steps. Okay, so if I just do that, so for this other step, this one, so this one on click, okay, is going to have, is going to be a function. Okay. And if we just only have two steps, we could just like simply say, but we could just say current state. It gets the current state and current state +1. This makes it 2. Okay. All this supposed to be in set step. So it's step like this. So if I just come here and I click on this, let's just refresh, get this. Okay, so you can see everything disappears and we have this is step 2. If I click on previous, so before you click on previous, let's make this one look good. Okay, let's make this one look good. Okay, so first of all, let's add a padding of 8. That one will instantly make it look nice. Okay, for this items center and maybe space X of 8. And for the buttons, this one I want to give it a variant. You want to use outline here. Okay. And let's also first give this a BG's green 500. I just want to see where we located. Okay. So we could just put it here. I don't know, but at least we have the two buttons. Okay, we can just give them padding Y of 4. Okay, just like this. We could bring this one at the last, but let's just keep it like that. So if I just say previous, goes back here, and this one takes us here. So this one is going to have the form. This one is going to have the whole entire form. Okay, so these buttons will be inside the form eventually. I think this one is going to work for us. So we could start seeing how we are going to work on the form. Let me first look at the time. Okay, still have some time. Okay, so we just have to have this sort of a form. Okay. So what I will just do, I will just simply, the form looks so lengthy. I don't know if we should just break it into steps or so. We could just break it into steps, just to help the person filling the form to have to not to be overwhelmed. So we just need the basic patient details. Okay. If I just looked at patient, patient page or something, patient information or something. If we just want to look at like some patient information, okay, definitely the information is really much. Okay, so we're just going to collect as much information. We'll collect as much information as we can. You can add more information. Okay, we're going to add more information, but for now, just add, the information that the doctor might need to look at. For instance, the reason for the visit, blah blah, all that information. So this, we're just going to logically take the information. The doctor has ability to fill in more information about the patient. I don't know how. We need to get the most important name is the patient name. I don't know if they want the last name, first name. So first name and last name. Just going to use patient full name, then sex, then date of birth. Okay. Then the phone number and the email. We have the address. We're just going to take only the address. Okay, full address. If we already have date of birth, we don't need to ask for if the patient younger than 18. That one we can answer that one. Then we have the emergency contact. I guess this will be the doctor, but for us, we're just going to have this reason uh, for booking and additional notes. Any medication, taking any medication, and I think there is another patient form I had, which was really nice. Patient form, patient online form, patient patient online consultation file. Patient doctor patient online online form, maybe consultation or something. I just go all here. So we have this from the jot form also. Then if even the other one I'd gotten it from the let's just look at others. Full name, date of birth, basic information, main case paper, so basic information, patient, main case paper, weight in kilogram, main complaints, increasing, decreasing, previous illness, family history, routine. This looks like the doctor can use this maybe. That's too much. Name, date of birth, gender. Please explain why do you want a consultation? Upload any medical, that would be good. Yeah, actually, this one helps us. If they have any medical documents, they upload, doctor can see them. Consultation appointment. Okay, so I think this one looks pretty cool. Okay, just look at others. Patient name. Okay, let's just look at this one. So we're just going to combine and we put what we think is or what we need. We're just going to take that. Let's look at here. First name, last name, email, address, gender, phone, date of birth, occupation, medical number, reference, private health fund, membership, hospital. Yeah, so we need also this one. Okay. Basically, the form can really be big. So I think we should just like break it into two so that we have like three steps. Okay. Let's see. Medical consultation. Okay, so I will just go ahead and add this step. We shall just have the form. Basically, what we could do is let me just see. Mm, so here we just need to add the form. So we need to come up with the fields we need to take up. Otherwise, there are so many we need. I'm not going to take, of course, all of them. We take a few of them. Okay, so you start with the patient full name, and then we have the sex or the gender that is really required. So I'm just going to be writing them here. Uh, so if you can put, so here we have full name, we have gender, okay, phone number and email. So phone number, email, okay, and then so just going to use address, but I guess a location, maybe or something like that. Address. I'm just going to say address or location. I don't know if it is just like, okay, marital status. Is it necessary? No. Emergency contact? No. Okay, so we can just have a, we can have this one, reason for registration. This one would be reason why you want to see the doctor. Okay, or reason for the visit. Okay, so another one is these other things like insurance. The doctor will ask them, I think, during the meeting. So I'll just go and see if there is additional notes. Maybe here we could just say, let me just see if anything I can get from this form here. So we need also date of birth. Just go and get date of birth somewhere. So before here, we have date of birth. Okay. And then in this, the only thing I just liked about was explain why do you want to see the consultation. Have you undergone surgery? That is, doctor can ask that. So here, just going to say, please upload medical documents, if any. So here you can just go ahead and upload medical documents. Okay. And you just going to specify if they have, we could just add if, let me just go and see here. Anything we can just get from here. We have gender for maybe also occupation. Okay. You could just have occupation. That is okay. I think we could also have like if someone has is undertaking medication. Okay. Okay, so here we just have reason why you want to see the doctor. I think the other questions they will be done, but preliminarily this can give the doctor some sort of information on um this should just give a doctor a picture of how a patient, I think, doctor appointment. So would online doctor appointment form. This one I think is great. Date of birth, gender, phone number, city, email. Have you ever applied for a facility before? Which department would you like to get appointment from? Appointment date, which we have already done actually. Yeah, so far you can see online doctor appointment. The information is pretty minimal, so I guess that one is really enough. The information we have gathered here is really enough. Let's just go with that. Okay, so having now finished that, we need to come up with the form. We have how many fields? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have to have at least 5 fields on the first and then 5 fields on the second. Okay. So what we can do is go and copy one of the forms and then we can use that one. Okay. We can use that one in this. You can say this is step 1. We'll have about 3 steps and we might need to change this how we have done it. Okay. We could just use actual if statement actually. Mm, but they just go with this one. Okay. Uh, okay. So I'm just going to go here and mm, divide this. So I'm just going to go to any of the forms we have. We have a number of forms. If you think about it, we have a number of forms, more so in the side of the doctor. Components, a doctor availability, onboarding. We have of so let me just uh, let me just look for the service form. Just need to get one of the forms and we'll use that. Okay. This one has a one input. I think this one can work. Just a second. My internet has gone off. Okay, so we are back here. So what I want is to copy this form, and we just take it to their site. So I'm just going to copy this, and we just need to add it here where we have this step. So in this green thing, I'm just going to add the form within, just wait. Yeah. So just going to add it within here. Get the submit. Okay. I don't think we need the submit this case. I'm just going to take off this. I'll just take this off. Okay. So in this form, I'll just put these two buttons, cut, and just simply remove this. And actually, I will have these two buttons. I shall have these ones inside here, like so. So let's just go work on bringing this text input, bring it, and so other things. Handle submit. Let's go ahead and bring all these other things. So just use this service form. So on top here, we'll have first of all, the on submit. Okay, this one can just bring this function within this detail. So you can just take it up exactly after down here, submit. Never mind about all these other things. Let's just work on bringing all what is required. Finally, just going to bring the use form. Okay, and this image. Okay. Now this is a one-time image. We don't need to have the editing or something. Okay. So just going to add these ones here, including the use form. So bring this use form like so. Okay, so now this is going to be under doctor appointment, an appointment, because on all these details are going to be under appointment. Okay, are going to be under appointment. So the appointment, we need to have a number of things. Okay. I'm just going to create an appointment. I don't think we have the appointment within here. We don't have the appointment. Okay, so going back to the side, this is going to be appointment. I'm just going to go to types and try to define some of the things in the appointment, including all these ones. So you could have created required, but there is no need of a user actually in this case creating an account, because at this point would require them to create an account and then they log in as a patient, of which at this point I'm not sure if it is required, because the email is going to be used to send all the necessary things. Okay. So for now, let's just don't create an account for this person, they will just be communicating via the email. Okay. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. For now, just work on creating an appointment. Okay. Okay. So the appointment, I'm just going to create here the information we need in the types. So if, for instance, we need appointment props, appointment props. So just first add all these ones. For instance, we can add the full name. I don't know if that is required. Let's just say first name and last name. So first name, a last name, a gender. So you can have gender, phone, a email, uh, okay, so all these are patient first name, patient last name, email, then date of birth. Okay, DOB. I just say DOB. Then address, date of birth. We have location. Just use location. We have reason why. So appointment reason, appointment reason. Okay, medical documents. So medical documents. And then occupation. So medical documents. This is a array of strings. And then here we just have the occupation. So along with that, so these are patient details. So we could have other details about the appointment. First of all, as we said, we can keep appointment date. Okay, appointment maybe date. Okay, string. Appointment maybe year or something. Appointment. Mm, Okay. We just also just take the month. Okay. A, a doctor ID. Okay. Mm, I think here we could just also include the profile image. I'm not sure if it is required. On this, okay, right now we don't have access. We have the appointment, doctor ID, the price. We will just call it the charge. Okay. Okay, then the time. We could just also put the time, appointment time. Okay. What's the most vital, important information that we might need? So after doing that, this gives us ability now of using the site in within the form to do a number of things. So for instance, this we use this. Okay. For the default values, we don't need any. Okay, loading, we can set loading here. Const loading, set loading is equal to use state false. Okay, so this one is going to be set loading. We don't need any slug. Okay. So we also don't have any image. Okay. We shall just have see the data for now. Just go ahead and just do this. There is no need of so much things here right now. Just remove everything. Very console.log the data. Okay, so this router, let me could just just say router. So const is use router. Okay, so for the image, also take it off. Okay, so somehow we have now this. For the step one, minimize this. So just go step two. Within the form, I'm just going to bring these text inputs. Now here we have this image, but we will need other, not the one for the image. We just need one for the document upload, and so on. So here I'm just going to also put this in grade course 1.md grade course 2. Okay, and we just need to start putting in many things. The first one, as we saw from here, we have first name and last name. So here we can have first name label. So the label will be first name. This one will be first name. Please enter first name. Okay, and then here we have last name. Title, last name. Please enter last name. So if we just go and see this, so go and see now. We have use router. Why would use router? We are getting it from next navigation. Okay. Okay, so just click on this. Okay, so we have this right now. I'm just going to remove the green. Just going to remove the green from here. Okay, let's just see. So we have the first name and last name. I don't know why they like this. I expected them to be, let's see. Read course 2. Okay. I just need to put this. Already we have them with grid course 2, I think. So meaning that if I just do this, copy these ones and just add them here. So this is going to be in MD, I guess. Okay, so if we just see this, it should be side by side. Okay. I don't understand right now. Grid calls MD grid calls 2 and we have these two here. I don't know why it is not working. They are occupying full. Okay. Uh, just use could just use breaks. So here you just have this mm, for grid. I don't know why grid fails. I just grid. So if you just say grid equals 2, okay, let's just look at the input. How did the input build? So the input again, it is built on another input. The input come from the UI, so and it has grid, and then you pass in whether you should just by default it has call span 4. Oh, okay. So by default it passes in call span 4. Okay, okay. So you need to pass in if you need them to be two, where we have the class name. We just need to pass call span 1. Maybe even this one you have to pass in call span 1. I'm not sure. Last name call span 1. Let's see. Okay. Uh, just say gap 6. Okay, so we have first name, last name. Okay, now we could just go ahead and add in more things. We could just add in phone and email address. So phone number. Here's going to be phone. Okay, then here is email. So see email address, email. Okay, so if you just go back here, okay, they just go and put. So in so we could just also just actually leave it like this. Grid codes too. So I'm just going to put space y in this space y of 6 maybe or 4, just to okay. So first name, last name, phone number, email address. So since they are about wanted this one have about 6, I guess. If you just have this, so now we have to have gender and date of birth. We have to have gender or date of birth. Gender or date of birth. So just go back to doctor detail. So just scroll down here. We just need to have one input is going to represent gender, another one is going to be date of birth. Date. The date of birth. So for the date of birth, I think we have a text input for that. From inputs, we have a date picker input. So we have this date picker input. So I'm just going to use that. Date picker input. If we just do this, it has these things here. You can just remove all these. It has date. Let's first go there and we see. It has title and we have to have this. Okay. Going to remove all others like this. So I'm just going to create a state for the date of birth. So up here we can just say const dob set dob is equal to use state. Okay. And for the date, I'm just going to say is equal to dob set date is going to be equal to set dob. For the class name, I don't have. Title is going to be date of birth. Okay, if you look here, so I'm just going to give it the same where we have this date. We'll just give it type of date maybe. Just come here and give it So here we could just give it undefined, maybe. Mm, we'll just go and see what is happening. Okay. Okay, so here this is the date, how it looks like. So we just choose something like this. I think this one works. You can cancel the date, or you can just simply still open the calendar like so. Now we need this to fit in. Let's first see by it has call span full by default. So we just say give it a class name. Just going to give it a call span one. Okay, so that it can also fit in and goes with this one. Okay. So at this point we shall just like break and we push for the next form. The next piece, and let me remove shadow somewhere. I've put there is no end of this shadow. Okay, so this one also is going to be, so we have this button is also going to become the next. Instead of submit, this one is not going to submit. It's going to be current state plus one plus. So this one should be next. Okay, so the maybe the variant, I'm just going to remove it like so. So this one's going to be previous, this one next. If you got previous, it takes it here, and then next brings us back to this form. And now I'm just going to go to next. So right now we don't have any other UI. I'm just going to go and put the third UI. So I'm just going to go inside this form like so. All these ones. Okay, we're just going to put them in a div. It might just appear to be redundant. This one is the one who's going to have the space y, like space y 06. We remove it from here. Just like this. So this shouldn't change anything, I guess. Inside here we want to put a title. We could just put a title, something, any title. Just go here, let's pick this. uh, tell us a few details about you. Okay. Okay, so after this, we're just going to check the step. So here, I'm just going to say just going to check if the step here, if the step is equal to 3. So here you just have step equal to 2. If this is true, we can show this. And this, we can actually have another thing here. Okay. Like, let me first actually push in very, this very one. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Okay. You can just write here a H2 of step 3. So right now you can see we are just on step 3. If I just go to previous, if I click on previous, it should just take to this. Next. Okay. So what I just want is, first of all, what I just want is that for the buttons, this one is going to become submit because this is the last step. This one will be submit, and type is going to be submit. Previous one is so previous will just remain previous. So for this step, so just go ahead and put some padding bottom. This, I'll just say padding bottom of 6. Okay, just leave it at 2. Then margin bottom of 6. Add like more space, really. Yeah. Okay. We have first name, last name, and all this. So on this step, number 3, what we want is really getting other details that we didn't pick on the first page. So if you go to our types, we worked up to, I think, date of birth. Let's first go back to step here. Want first name, last name, phone number, email, phone. Okay, so date of birth was supposed to go with something else. What was that? Gender. Okay, let's just first add gender. So if you just go back to the form inputs, we have array input, multiple select. We have also radio input. So just going to use the radio input. And for them, they're using register, so which is good. We use radio input. I'm just going to go to doctor detail and step number 2. So down here where we have date of birth, this one is going to be a radio input. So it has a name, which is gender right now. Another thing you have to put in is title. So instead of a label, this one becomes a title, which is gender. Okay, another one is title register, errors, then radio options. So if you look at the radio options, press order is not there. But then we have the radio options. Okay, so if you just go and see the radio options, okay, the radio options is an array of value and label and value. So if you go here, you just need to define your gender options. I'm just going to say const gender options, which is an array containing a label. So label is, for instance, male, and the value is going to be, for instance, the male small letter. So just going to have two options, male and female. So here, female. And then here also female. Okay, so they just go and pass in these options. So here I'm just going to pass in, it is called radio options. And this is going to be the gender options, like so. So now they should now work. So go here. Okay. Just reload. Okay, so you can see now we have the two options here, the male and female, looking great. Date of birth. Okay, so this is great. Going to step number 3, we can now add what we need. Let's do step 3. We need to look at other things, for instance, so these ones. Okay, so we start with the location and the appointment reason and occupation. So location and occupation is going to be the first one. So this is your location. So this one is going to be location. Enter your location. Okay, enter your location. And then for this one, enter occupation. So this one, occupation. Occupation. Enter your occupation. Okay, so this is great. The first one is occupation. Okay, a location and the occupation. The second one is going to be the appointment reason, which is text area. So going back here, we're just going to have text area, and we don't need to put this into the grid. Just going to put here, and this is going to be text area from inputs. Okay, so if you look at this, it also has a label, which is going to be reason for seeing the doctor. Okay, then if you look at name, and this is appointment reason. It has also, I think, a class name, but I'm just going to remove it. It has a placeholder. Yeah, enter the appointment reason. Okay, great. And then the last one is medical documents. So this one's supposed to be medical documents, as in S, because it's an array. So down here, I'm just going to remove this. Okay, and let's go ahead and also remove these other ones. So I'm remaining with that. So I'll just go ahead and also add in another input, which is multiple file upload. So we have multiple file upload if you don't want multiple file upload, just like this. So if you're looking at this, it has a couple of things that are missing. So I'm just going to copy them just like this, paste them here. So it needs a label, which is going to be, these ones are going to be like medical documents, files. So these are going to be set files, and class name, I don't going to put any. So just going to have an endpoint right now. So if you just look at this medical inside here, the file is of this here. Okay, so it's going to be of that type of type file. Whatever you're like uploading is going to be of type file. So I'm just going to go here and just do files, set files. So just going to say medical docs. So up here, you could just say create a state for keeping the medical documents. First, medical docs state, medical docs is equal use state. And here you could just say start when it is an empty array, maybe, or something. Should be an array. So down here we'll have medical files equal to medical docs. For this one is equal to say medical docs. We could just go ahead and create an endpoint for patient medical files. In the API upload thing core, we can just go ahead and just create. We already have the one for medical files. We could just use that. This one here where we have professional docs. I'm just going to simply do this and just say patient medical files. Okay, just copy this, and this is going to be also a maximum of 4 documents, just like that. Go back here and let's put this endpoint here. Okay, great. So with that, we should be able to go to next, and next has all these medical files and all that. Okay, yeah. So and similarly here, uh, so here just going to be like complete the appointment. So here, and this is going to be like complete appointment. Okay. So you can see all this information we have here right now. Okay. So what we want is, I'm just going to move this step 3. If you wanted, you could just put, of course, the step titles and so on and so forth. For now, you're not going to do that. Okay, great. So I have all these details. The only thing you just need is to make sure on submit, we get all this data. So inside here, we could just go ahead in the submit. You have to look at the things you are keeping in state and then add most of these things here. Okay, I think we just do that as the first step in next, because right now if I use a fake filler, let's first go to this previous, in this a fake fill, and then go next. Okay, this is which step? Okay, this is another step. Do fake fill. Okay, if you go to the previous one and then this one, okay, and let's try to submit. Okay, console clean complete. Okay, so you get some basic information right now. Or do you have appointment, email, first name, gender, last name? So other things we just go ahead and add them, like the images and the doctor data, all of it. We'll add it here. Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this episode, and thank you for those ones who are still patient. We will finish the system. Trust me. The only problem I have is that I have a lot of other things I do, and the fact that this is a free video on YouTube. Try to understand and be considerate. But thank you so much for watching, and those who have subscribed, please subscribe. And we also have the course, a full Next.js course. If you can, please go ahead and jump in, and let's get doing more great things, okay, together. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.